everyone. Today I want to show you a very simple three-way minecart junction that allows the player to stop and choose the direction they'd like to continue traveling in. So it's best if I show an example. So let's say we're traveling on our minecart, and right now we can choose to go right or left, or I mean straight. So we'll go right, and we're on our way. And so you can see that when we press that button, it switches and activates the necessary powered rails. If we were to go left, then we just continue past here. Let me actually showcase that. So we go left and we see that we cross over the switch and it works from all sides. So same thing here. If we want to go straight, then the rail switches as necessary. If we want to go left, it's already set that. So we just activate these two powered rails. And so that works from all sides. Right? So I think it's very convenient because you can just use this to set up massive rail networks within your world. So let's go ahead and build one of these. What you're going to do first of all is you're going to take your plain old junction and build the speed ramps for stopping the minecart as it travels over, because we assume that the minecart's traveling at full speed, and so we need two powered rails to stop it and sit it here while the player makes their decision. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll add our rails like so, and we'll do it like that. Good. Now what we want to do is just put a block here and put a torch under there. And we just want to make sure that we have the rail in its proper position. Doesn't matter which way it's turning, just make sure that the torch has updated it, because that torch is what we're going to be powering to switch the rail. So now what we can do is, next to the bottom powered rail of each side, go ahead and place two blocks, and these will be the spots where we place our buttons. And I haven't tested with normal buttons, but I would highly recommend using wooden buttons, especially if you're on a server with lag or something, because then the button activates for a much longer time, and this is definitely enough time to cross through the junction. Right? So what we're going to do is then come down here and make a little L shape, and same thing on the other side, little L shape, and then fill in redstone dust there and there. Right. So now if we turn this way, we've activating these two powered rails, and if we turn this way through this corner, we're activating these two. Now what we need to do is we need to be able to switch the rail if we're turning right here. So what we do is we go down here and go like this, and then pull the redstone signal out of there and dust up to the block that our torch is on. So now press that, it works. Same thing from the other side. Good. So now this works, but this one should also switch the rail. So that's actually as simple as running two dust this way. Perfect. Right. Now the last and final thing is that if we want to go straight, we need this to activate, we need the switch in this position, and we need this to activate. So we press it right now, and everything's good except for that powered rail. So all you have to do now is come over here and make a little horseshoe shape, I guess, and wire the two buttons together. And there we go. That's as simple as it gets. And with this, you can make any sort of minecart junction you want. And in addition to this, it's also possible to expand it. So I'm going to show you how you can expand this system to handle so-called express traffic, right? So let's say the player already knows which way they're going to go. Well, then there's no point in having to have them sit there and wait to press a button, right? We can streamline this a little bit. So let's say we want to have a streamlined option for the player to turn right without having to stop and then click a button. So what we do here is we get a repeater, and then we will get some comparators and do something like this, make a little bit of a delay, and let's see, how do I do this? I'll put a block there and a repeater on 2 ticks, block there, observer facing up into a note block. And you can see how that, what I've made here is we have a note block that when we right click it, it sends an update, and that update triggers a pulse extender, which sort of keeps this circuit active for a short duration. And then we have a repeater, which is essentially simulating a button press here. So it's the same thing as if we press that button there. Instead, the repeater is doing it. So now, as we're passing by on our minecart, all we gotta do is like hold down right click and hit that, and we pass straight through. Let me actually showcase that now. And there we go. Super easy. So, just for the sake of time time constraints, I'm not going to showcase doing this 6 times, but it's exactly the same process for all different sides, right? You just take a repeater and put it into where the button would go, right? So in this case, we would have a repeater going into here. Same thing here, we would have that. For this button, we just need the repeater to go into this block here, or power this. Same thing over here, right? So, and then of course you've got the pulse extender and then your note block and observer. And that's all you need to make a highly efficient, easy to use Minecart Junction. Thank you for watching.